Well, good morning, everyone. It's October 8th, 2021. It'll be 9 years since Rob Lamar filed his first affidavit, October 31st, 2012, to take me to court for failure to comply. Even though I met every requirement, paid the fees, and even Miss LaValle had calculated out the fees, they've taken me back to court this last March or April 7th, 2021, after my deputation to council. Well, it's amazing that we've been before now 9 judges, and the system is set up so that it's motions and not even though I've got orders to set a date for trial. The lawyers have been, there's been 4 lawyers that represented the township over the last 9 years. And they've been able to delay a hearing and create multiple scenarios to prevent a full hearing. What's sad is that this new lawyers from Aird and Barris are actually help write the Annotated Building Code Act, and this is what my issue was about from day one: the administration in Selwyn Township and the interpretations by the chief building official. Even though we've had an outside consultant come in and review and stated that the need for change in the building and planning department, they've now ignored that. In fact, you can't go to their website and download his reviews anymore. They've changed everything. This is what they continue to do. Justice Lack ended up dismissing my first claim based on Russell Palin's secretary's affidavit, not reading any of my materials. Then on this, after more craziness, I ended up filing another statement of claim, and she dismissed my claim the second time. But what's interesting, her cost awards came through March 23rd, 2021, the same day I made the deputation to council, asking them to have someone else review my drawings and my 73-page documentation showing the legal requirements needed, and I've met them. But again, these lawyers, Miss LaValle had taken this second action against me, which was, again, vexatious action. The first one was wrong, but the judges, for some reason, covered this up, which I don't understand. I'm now on my 9th year submitting drawings, and that now the CBO don't even respond to my emails anymore. Justice Lack wrote in her cost awards my going on and putting on social media my many posts regarding what's going on. And what's interesting is that she clearly must have read some of it, but decided not to issue my summary judgment request, which makes no sense, because it's not only just my house permit, it's the secondary permit for my garage that Rob Lamar had canceled, the first one, extorting 55% of my fee, and then having Miss LaValle had Austin Reinhardt do the second application. I paid the fee, and he issued the permit based on the first set of drawings and same application that Rob Lamar canceled during discussions with M. John Ewart, the lawyer who took me to court for failure to comply. You can't make this shit up, as I've said. But what's even worse now is that I've now they were able to file a notice of garnishment to freeze my retirement funds, and they've given an order to release the funds, but the bank won't allow me to use my debit card or pay my bills online. Now, even though I told Justice Sutherland that this would occur because the bank's computer systems don't distinguish between, they just lock up everything. And again, so now this has taken place now since August 19th. I'm going into October using my Visa card. The bank has noted that I can go in and withdraw the money, but I can't use my debit card, which don't make any sense. So my health during COVID-19, I have to run around to take my money and then figure a way to pay my bills, which are all online payments I make, my utility bills. What's worse, I have 2 car payments a month that come out of my account that the bank is rejecting them, and it's from the Bank of Nova Scotia, who gave me the car loan, and they're charging me $50 a pop for a service fee for bouncing the checks that I have no control over. The bank, the RBC bank, has literally been told that's their policy, and again, it's not their fault. It's David Ritter's fault, the lawyer who took out the notice of garnishment, even though he knows from day one that I've been on a pension, and the fact that I've been submitting drawings to the township, because when he took the secondary application, which is massive, it's like I got 2 of these documents going on and showing this. He literally, my response had shown that I've been submitting drawings and following Justice Bale's order, but because I responded in such a way, he's now sitting back. He took out this garnishment. I can't get an answer from him who gave him the authority to do it, and none of the counselors or the managers will admit to it. So I'm sitting here going into this Thanksgiving weekend. We're locked down anyway, but the fact that I'm a retired carpenter, general contractor who's been in the business for over 50 years, and Rob Lamar, who's been in charge of planning and building department and head of bylaw enforcement, has run roughshod over everybody for the last 20 years since he got appointed when they amalgamated. It's insane. Again, you can't make this shit up. What's even worse is that they brought in the outside review from performance consultant, and what their review stated that there needs to be big changes. But what got changed was Austin Reinhardt, who issued my garage permit, has been forced out. He quit during COVID, and Jeanette Thompson, who worked just under Rob Lamar doing the minor variances, she quit after she's been with the township, I know, since 2012, because in 2008 actually, because my first permit I submitted. She quit. What's going on in our township? And why did Rob Lamar last year, after the consultant, get an 11% increase in his pay? Did the rest of the township employees get 11% increase in pay? Why did the CAO take me back to court? And why has she gotten a ridiculous increase in pay? Again, over the last 5 years, Miss LaValle's gained $30,000 a year. Go to the provincial sunshine list for Selwyn Township and see. You can't make this shit up. This is why we have poor roads, poor housing conditions. We have the wrong people in charge of our township. And it's not just we have 40 counselors for over Peterborough County's governments, and there's only 55,000 people. This is what I call a waste of our tax dollars. Now, on top of that, there's 8 treasurers, 8 CBOs, 8 CAOs, all on the provincial honeydew list, as they say. So when you look at why we have no affordable housing and why the cost of living and what's going on, especially during this COVID, their actions and their pay increases show there's a problem, and that's in the government. And what we have in our Peterborough County setup is ridiculous. Uh, Doug Ford reduced Toronto, and there was a big outcry. Oh, we can, but in reality, Doug Ford needs to look at Peterborough County and the fact that, again, there's 55,000 residents and we have 40 councillors and 8 lower tier municipalities. Why isn't it all under one roof? I mean, the employees who work day to day doing the hard work on the roads and that will still be employed. Will happen is that they will not need all the other. Well, my dog barks anyway. Getting back to having the Peterborough County with 8 lower tier municipalities and having the employee list, the regular working class guys, they're doing a great job across our counties. But I'm still amazed that we have a shortage of housing. We have so many people have no jobs or are under great stress regarding just to meet basic income, rent, and being able to survive. The increasing gas is at the highest it's ever been. Food has gone up ridiculous, and here we are. The talks about building affordable housing in Peterborough City, and it's not just Peterborough City. We have a setup in Peterborough County where there is plenty of land that is not farmable and is not suited. It's not going to harm the environment by building in certain locations. But the setup having 8 lower tier municipalities having their own planning departments, then you have to make applications to them. Then on top of that, you have to go to Peterborough County to get approval, the upper level, and then to go to the province to get their approval for environmental studies. No wonder we have no affordable housing, because who in their right mind is going to invest in housing when I would say 25% of the cost to build a house goes to getting approvals from governments? It makes no sense again. But what does make sense is that we have these lower tier municipalities who have a certain group of people that were in the lower tier municipality and have created great jobs and pays for themselves. In the meantime, the rest of the community is suffering. Like I said, Rob Lamar got 11% increase in pay last year, even though he was told they were informed they need to change the system. Mr. Valley getting $30,000 in 5 years. This is ridiculous. Doug Ford again needs to come in and start looking at this Peterborough County especially. Although we have some great people in the councils, there's no need for 8 lower tier municipalities anymore. It makes no sense, especially controlling the building code. One chief building official should be placed at the upper level in Peterborough County, and every inspector reports to him. Simple as that. But no, we have a narcissistic chief building official who, if you question him, takes you to court, and the judges and the lawyers seem to mislead the justice system as I'm seeing. Again, I'm well over 3,300 days, and the building code clearly states that as the homeowner, I can do my own drawings. And the fact that I'm a carpenter, been general contractor, and I have a BCIN number, although I've not taken the test, I think I could be grandfathered in, since I've been purchasing the Building Code Act since 1978. You can see it behind me. And following it, I overbuild. It makes, this comes down to 2006, where the Liberals, well in power, created the BCIN qualification, and I wonder why. Other than it's not for safety, because there's more houses falling down now than ever. It was a money grab, and it's a continuous money grab. Even the BCC has no authority over these lower tier chief building officials. I've been twice, and then the judge ordered once, Justice Bale, and the lawyer for the township, M. John Ord, submitted the wrong set of drawings. And again, the bullshit. I've got a document from the building code people who actually advise the public. And each of the items that was mentioned in the expert report, 31 of them, none of them has anything to do with the building code. They're all BS. What's worse, I've got multiple documents where the lawyers have stated I needed this fixed, this done, 10 items need to be addressed. When I addressed them, Rob Lamar refuses to honor them. I've been through 3 settlement agreements, and again, they will not issue my permit unless I sign a legal release exonerating them or wrongdoing. Well, that's called municipal corruption. The fact that they've extorted money on my first garage permit, and I've submitted multiple other people's notice. I've noticed, well, following the township, of Mrs. Bears being extorted of her for a minor variance to build a 10 by 10 room on a 400 square foot house. I mean, there's something going on, and again, but one person the judges won't listen to. So I'm hoping that come this next election that we can get enough people come forward and say enough is enough. Let's do something about this craziness. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Again, there's not much I can do but continue my fight. It's now a survival. If I have to, I guess, you know what's interesting? I can't hire a lawyer because this is a civil matter. The Justice Sutherland told me I should go hire a lawyer. I've tried to call 2 or 3 lawyers, but they all want consultant fees up front. But I have no access to money because anyway. What's worse, the system now is set up that it's no one judge hears everything. It's in motions, and again, even though Justice Gonzalez had set a date to go on the trial list, the lawyers manipulated the system, and which worse, the township's insurance provider hired Russell Palin. This man actually put in fraudulent documents with a notice of non-attendance for cross-examinations on my affidavit. You can't make this shit up, as I said, but as I'm one person fighting for my charter rights, I think it's time that we get other people involved and put an end to this craziness, because when a government gets this strong and can do what they've done to me, garnishing my pension funds, what's next? They've and by the way, they already tried to sell my home out from under me back in 2017 because I couldn't afford to pay the property taxes for a few years, and I've even made an application for assistance to our treasurer here in Selwyn Township that they didn't do nothing about. And my house went on sale on the Ontario tax uh, block. I have all these. These were in my documents. This is how corrupt this township has become. Now, again, they're only following the procedural laws, but that doesn't make it right. Morally, our leadership in this township have become, they become too, uh, how do you say it? No, you can't. They're just, they have no moral conscience and could care less about the individuals because they're well paid. They don't care. They're not affected by their decisions. In fact, they're protected under the law. Our provincial governments created these self-protection laws for the public officials and councillors. They can do no wrong anymore, and our judges don't seem to care that the individual's rights are being trampled on anymore. Have we become authoritarian? I'm beginning to think so. I have 8 grandkids, and my youngest granddaughter got married last Saturday, and we couldn't attend because we had no money to drive down there and go to the wedding. There's something seriously wrong in this township, and it needs to be addressed, as I said. But anyway, again, I'm out. Happy Thanksgiving, living country style in beautiful Selwyn Township.